detecting world lovelies. I had a couple of hours to get out, so after much faffing about with machines and coils, I have an array for you to go out, find some signals, and do another comparison. Stay tuned. Okay, here we are, out in the field again. Absolutely beautiful field, my very first field, the one I love. I got a bit of a surprise when I appeared because my landowner's been busy putting in an electric fence and horses. Didn't really bother me too much today. I do see the box over there and I'm sure I can figure out how to turn it off just to get through, and I will be very careful with the horses anyway. He knows that, so that's not a problem. What I've done though is I've got a little triangle here that is outside the electric fence, and I have brought along a selection of machines. I have located 4 signals with the legend. And now I'm going to take the 4 machines. So I've got a legend and a simplex from Nokta Makro, and I have a 600 and an 800 from Minelab. And I'm going to put them all in field 1, or as close to field 1 as they have. I have noise cancelled the 3 machines that you can noise cancel because of the electric fence. And I have the simplex on mute because, as you can imagine, with 3 multi-frequency machines next to her and an electric fence, she's kind of going for it. So what we will do is I will film through the signals with the 3 multi-frequency machines, and then I will turn them off, and then I will do it with the simplex in the hopes that we give her the best chance. I have put the stock coil back on. They are all on the stock coil. They're all about the same size. So multi-frequency noise, multi-frequency 1, I should say, on the legend. Normal multi-frequency on the Minelabs. The noise cancelling has been done on the 3 machines that I can, and the simplex is just on. I haven't ground balanced anything, and the simplex is on field. The legend is on field 1, and the 2 Minelab machines are on field 1. So what we'll do is I will get this flipped around, and I will grab the first machine, and we'll go and listen to the 4 signals. I will apologise now if there is a bit of wind noise on this, because unfortunately the GoPro battery was dead and I didn't think about that. So anyway, we have the legend here. Here she is, and you can see hopefully that she is on field. There she is, multi 1, and that's it. I've got her on full sensitivity 25 just there. And I have it on all metal because I like to hear the iron. So as I said before, I have done the frequency shift on her. So I know what the signals are with this machine because I found them with this machine. So 1 is here. So let's have a go. I hope you can see that with the glare. It's coming in at 27. 27, 26 there, that's one of them. The second one is here. I believe that was it. Yes, that's definitely it. Am I missing it? No, that's definitely the signal. That's the second one. Oh, there we go. Again, sitting at about a 26 there. So that's 2 down here, and then we have to walk up here to where the gloves are for the other ones. We'll come around here. And this is the next one. The glove will not make a difference, but we'll shift it just in case anyone is a little worried. Okay, that's that signal there. That is a 36, 37, 38. That's how that one's sounding. And the last one is up here next to, gosh, I don't know how the simplex is going to do on this, up here next to the electric fence box. So here we go. This one was a little tricky to find, so it'll be interesting to see how they all do. Let's make sure I can get it on this side. Oh, maybe I can't. Maybe I have to turn this direction. This is how I found it, was this way. I was just clipping it. Yeah. I did get it a bit stronger before, but there we go. It's just clipping it. So this is the kind of signal you might want to dig in a field because you just don't know what it is. There we go. It's a bit better there. Now it is showing a lot of iron on it. It's very, very bouncy. It'd be interesting to pinpoint this one, see what it is, but let's go get the next machine and we'll see how the next machine does on this signal. Our next offering is the Nox 600, and I know this is the 600 because it does not have the fancy dancy carbon fiber coil or, carbon fiber shaft or the coil cover that's on that one, which is Gavin's. So this is my 600. Well, let's come over here. And as you can see, it is on field 1, full metal, all metal on, and multi, and I have done the ground balance and sensitivities right up. So here we go. That would have found that absolutely no problem whatsoever. Nice solid signal. Second signal. Again. The 600 would have had no problem with that. And you're hearing Gavin's 800 bloopering over there. Bloop, bloop, bloop. Sounds like some sort of, I don't know, little alien or something standing over there on the fence chattering away. The legend is too. I hope one of the updates they do is actually a mute button because it's very, very handy. Okay, so here's this one. Absolute 19. No problem at all. Were you seeing that? Let me try that again. Make sure you can actually see the screen. You would have found that. With a 600, no problem. So, our last one is up here. And this is the one by the fence. This is the funny one. Let's see what the 600 makes of it. Listening. No, 600 are not finding it that direction. So, in here. I'm hearing some iron grunting now. About right there. Just barely picking that up, and it's grunting iron. So that's what the 600 says. Let's go get the 800 and see what she says. Okay, we have the 800. We have the legend chirping over there. Just ignore her. So this is the Nox 800, Equinox 800. It has had its noise cancellation done. It is full sensitivity. It is all metal. Everything's on, and it's on field 1. So I would expect her to do just as well as the 600, considering they are pretty much the same machines, only slightly tweaked differently. So here we go. First signal. Absolutely no problem at all. You'd find that. Though whether you dig it, it is jumping down into negative numbers now. There we go. We get on it though. Sitting right about that 15. So our second signal. When I can get it there. It is sitting about the same place, but it is sitting on, it is going that 15, but it is hitting a lot of negative numbers. And what I'm very interested in at the gate there is whether those are nails, because where the legend is hitting it, I have been finding that I have been digging up nails in that range, and sometimes the little bar clicks over to the iron bit, sometimes the, what do they call it, the ferrocheck stays. Doesn't come on at all, but that could mean it's too deep because the ferrocheck only works at a certain level of the find in relation to the ground surface. If it's too deep, the ferrocheck doesn't work. So it could be that those are iron, and I'm not quite picking them out yet. I suspect they might both be nails because that is kind of where I'm finding them with the legend. And as I said, both, well, certainly the 800 is kicking down into that negative range, which for the Minelab means that it is iron. So here we go, next one. Oh, very, very happy about that. That is bang on a 19, so that's either going to be some kind of nasty foil or a moo tube, or maybe it is, I was going to say the Confederate gold, but it won't be here. Maybe it's the Jacobite gold. So anyway, and here we go, the last really tricky hard signal. Let's see what she makes of it. Alright, not getting it at this angle, but none of them did. Okay, just the odd little chirp. Let's turn ourselves and see. Okay, we're hearing the iron kick in now. Okay. When we get it, it's sitting right about there, and she is sure that, but she's telling us there's iron in there too. So that'll be really interesting to see what that signal is. And last but not least, we have the simplex. I'm going to turn you off so I can go and shut everything else off, so we give her the best chance of coping with all of these multi-frequencies flying around. Be right back. Oh, excuse me. Rightio, we have my beloved Plexi. So as you can see, I'm hoping with the glare and the light, and let's turn it around this way a bit, you can see she's on mute, she is on full sensitivity, she is on field, and that's about all we can say. There is nothing notched out, so she's on all metal, she's ready to go. Let's go listen to the signals. Let's actually turn her off of mute so that we have a chance of hearing what she has to say about it. Okay. So here we are, very, very different tones on this machine. Do you know what the simplex tells me instantly on that? Don't dig it, it's a nail. Now, I think the Legend and the Minelabs are telling me that too. I just don't know them as well. But when you spend a lot of time with the machine, you know instantly what it's saying, and I know what that one's saying. That's bad. So here's our next one. That one is certainly marginally better, but it's still bad. Okay, let's go up the hill. Now we're going to be getting near to this fence. I don't know how she's going to behave. Well, I do know how she's going to behave. We're going to see how close we can get to the fence. Okay, here we are, this signal. I suspect she's grunting because we've overpowered her a little with this coil. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop the sensitivity, just because I know how to do this on this machine. I understand this machine. Not that I don't know how to do it on the other machines, it's just I know with her, if she starts to make that iron sound, that perhaps dropping the sensitivity will take it out, because she's just a bit overpowered. Again, same thing with the other machines. Once you have spent your time with them and you understand them, then you will know the same thing. It's just, this is my machine. I've spent so many hours with her. Straight away I can tell you. Not that the other machines don't tell you this, I just don't know how to speak their language yet. So, hear that? Iron grunt's gone. I think, tiny bit. I suspect she's just a bit overpowered with this coil. If it was the SP24, I don't think it'd be making that noise. So again, that's a good signal. Now let's see what she does over here, and we may need to turn her back up again if we can get close enough to the fence with the frequency going on. Well, I'll tell you what, Plexi has no trouble straight away going, you don't want to touch this thing. And from this direction, none of the other machines were reading it from this direction. Now that's really odd. Is this a case where in this particular situation a single frequency is better? I don't know. Those of you that do know more about this stuff, I know my machine, but there are general metal detecting theories that I'm not, I'm not somebody that's been doing this for 50 years. So if you know better than me, please comment. Okay. Okay. So that's that little chirpy we were getting on the other machines. But she is telling us without a shadow of a doubt that is going to be big iron. That is going to be something we don't like. Anyway, we're going to dig it up because we're just gonna. And out of curiosity, let's see how close we can get her to this fence. Huh. Actually, she's behaving herself really well. I'm right on top of her, so could even possibly detect underneath. That's much better than I expected her to behave. Yep, even on full sensitivity, that's what that is. The only thing is, she just doesn't like multi-frequency machines, obviously. But we knew that anyway. So she is still standing here now on full sensitivity. I am that far away from the fence. She is, you can hear her cycling with the fence cycling. And that's all that is. So, okay, well, let's go and get the spade. Which I think is in the car, which I hope is in the car. Oh, did I forget the spade? Oh, I hope not. Anyway, let's go find something we can dig this stuff up with and go and find out what these signals are. Right, folks, I'm going to show you just how much I love you. Even the horses have given up on me. I have been here, I will put the time in now because I've got the timestamp from the last video to this one, digging this hole with nothing but my digging tool because I did forget my spade. Dumb. But anyway, digging this out, and I don't know, let's see, here's the pinpointer. That's the pinpointer. Well below, that is the pinpointer and part of my hand to get up to the surface. It's that far down in the bottom of the hole. That's what it is. I don't even know what it is. I cannot dig it out. I've had to dig these rocks out that are absolutely wedged in there. It was killing me. I am not digging that one out because that one is going to be the same thing. It's maybe the side of an old fence line. It's maybe a water line that went to a trough. I'll come back with a spade on another day and dig it up just so I know what it is because it's going to bug me. But the reason I did this is also this site is next to an Iron Age crannog. So if it's iron and it's deep, it could be something interesting, but that isn't. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip you around now and I'm going to show you the other two finds. Okay, I am absolutely knackered trying to dig that thing out with the digging tool. I mean, the digging tool is tough, don't get me wrong, it's not bending at all, but those rocks were wedged in there. It's right at the gate where trucks and everything have been driving over it for forever, and it just was not shifting at all. So, our next find that we have, the one that was the good signal, the one that I said I'm absolutely digging because I know it's something. It's not necessarily a find you'd want, but it's not iron. So, here we have, ta-da, a zipper pull. That's what we had. But it's not, it was telling us true on the machine. It was a good signal. It could have been something else. It is junk, but it could have been something else. So that is the third signal. And then we're going to go along to the fourth, the one that was screaming and screaming and screaming. And I've got a bit of an explanation for you of why we were hearing what we were hearing. So I'm just going to stop this, flip you around, and I'll show you. So the reason that we were getting the signal that was quite confusing is because we have iron, and like in my last video, it's blacksmith iron, so it's old, so it rings up differently. On the Simplex, if that was just a straight signal, I'd expect it to be ringing up about a 94, but sometimes lower because it's so well made, this iron, that the iron signals just don't. The machine just doesn't read them correctly. The reason we were getting a signal on this is it's a circle. That's what your machine is set up to find. It is set up to find round things, rings. And that was in the ground in a ring. Not only one ring, that's part of a ring. That's another bit. But it's blacksmith iron. It was deep because we had these two clods either side of this furrow, so it was down in a hole, and the coil, of course, can't get that low. SP24 could have. But it's round and it's blacksmith iron. So that was the very strange odd signal that things couldn't quite pick up. By God, Plexi picked it up, but the other machines, you know, they were getting chirps, and the Minelab ones were saying iron. I wasn't really hearing it on the legend, but that could be my error rather than the machine. But anyway, that's what that is. So I'll just turn you around and say goodbye. Right, well, I realised in my last video that I didn't actually finish what I said I was going to do and do an end piece to camera. So with the 4 detectors, I was really surprised at the way the Simplex reacted to that iron that was so much more obvious than the others. Having said that, I've only just now on the legend learned how to turn the iron volume up. Now, I don't hear it in that video, and it does have the iron volume set at a level that I should hear it if it's quiet. And so I should have been able to. I am still learning those machines, and somebody that is much more experienced might have gotten a very different story. I just thought it was really interesting, and if what you have is a Simplex, you're gonna get, certainly to me, on a basic setting, it was much more obvious on the Simplex what those signals were. But that's my thoughts. I have since been out for a full long day with the legend and learned some things about it. Again, it is tuned very high, and after spending a morning digging 15 inches deep to take up little bits of lead or spoon bowls, I decided that I was cutting the sensitivity to half, that is half, putting it on park and cranking up the recovery so that I could find coins in the top 6 inches, because I was sick of digging that deep. Now, it's a great permission. If you had all the time in the world out there and you could go, you would probably find a hoard. You would probably find something fantastic at 15 inches deep. I had one day, and so I didn't want to spend all of that time on the chance I might find something, but knowing I was digging up lead and stuff that was really deep. So I just cut it. I cut the sensitivity down. I cranked up the recovery. I went for it and went for the shallower stuff and got buttons and coins and things that were interesting. So I am learning. I'm learning the machine, but I am doing that by spending lots of time with it. So I'll probably come back and do another comparison video between the 4 machines in a wee whiley once I know the legend a bit better, and we'll see how I've changed, as well as, again, what the machines are telling us and how we learn what the machines are telling us. So anyway, that's my wrap up to that video. I now can put it out, so I'm really sorry about the delay. That's because I realized, I don't have an end piece to camera. I better go do one. So I've done that. I'm now going to do another little Simplex short with a little tip that John McDonald, Nevin, gave me at the dig, which is a fantastic one. And I'm also going to do an SP24 versus SP28 video, because I've got somebody on one of the forums that's really struggling with their SP24 versus their ability to see things with the SP28, which I find quite unusual. I'm not sure if he's got a faulty coil or something else is going on, so I wanted to come and compare it myself again, because it's been many years since I've done it. So that's it. That's what I'm out here to do. I hope it stays dry, and I'll see you on the next one.